Full Force Nature, next on the Weather Channel. Prime for excitement.
In Oklahoma, more than 1.5 inches of ice.
The Oklahoma governor declared an emergency in all 77 counties.
The entire state of Oklahoma is encased in ice, which means meteorologists Simon Brewer and Justin Drake are at it again.
It's 5:30 a.m. It's the second day of our winter storm chase. We're in Norman, Oklahoma, and we're going to head to southwestern Oklahoma to get some serious ice accumulations. We're leaving so early in the morning so we can get down to southwestern Oklahoma and document the ice damage before it has a chance to melt or be affected by daytime heating.
Ice a ½ inch thick is heavy enough to take down power lines. News reports are saying ice is measuring 3 times that size. An incredible 1.5 inches thick in southwest Oklahoma, the hardest hit region. In the last 5 years, the largest ice accumulation reported was 3 inches. Determined to find the largest accumulation of ice this monster storm has produced, they quickly get to their target area, more than 100 miles away.
Here's a power line that had come off one of these power poles. A power pole snapped up here, and this line must have went down to the ground with it. You don't want to touch it. It's probably not a live wire. There's probably a lot of power poles down across the region, so this probably doesn't have any electricity going through it, but you never want to mess with it anyway, just in case.
Power poles obliterated, trees snapped in half, and roads completely iced over. Justin and Simon are in an extremely volatile environment, making every step a dangerous one.
There's a lot of ice on these power lines. There's no wonder that they came down. As this water is running down, the wind is blowing it this way, so the icicles start forming in the direction the wind's going. Just looking at this road sign, at least a solid inch of ice.
Got an inch of glaze on this pole.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, inch, solid inch.
Solid inch of freezing rain. That's awesome.
You can just see clearly from the amount of freezing rain they've gotten here, there's significant damage. And we're still not even to where we think the worst amount of ice accumulation happened. We still have a way south we need to go.
Anxious to find even harsher conditions, they continue on their quest.
Look how thick this is. Wow.
Oh, man. Measure on the pole. It's
Solid 1.5 inches. This is the thickest ice we've seen yet.
Just like the excitement of chasing hurricanes and tornadoes, the rare opportunity to experience a weather phenomenon like the aftermath of a massive ice storm is a thrill for these meteorologists.
Look at the sign. It's got so much ice on it. Wow. Look at this speed limit sign. Oh my gosh. Look how thick this ice is. That's thick. Maybe we can find areas that might have got 2 inches of ice if we go further south and maybe further west.
Excited and hopeful to find thicker ice, the guys take off. But the road conditions are brutal.
The car is just basically riding in this little track on the road. I've just got stuck. Let me see if I can back up again.
We're having some problems getting out.
Come on, get out of there.
Man, it sounds really bad hearing all that ice straight there.
Actually, I don't think I can move now. I think it's buried in a rut. Yeah, it's buried in a rut. Let's get out of here.
It's a good thing that a camera crew is following Justin and Simon in an SUV.
So I got a tow rope I'm gonna pull out and hook up to this SUV over here and see if they can pull my front end towards the road so I can get it out.
Now, the moment of truth.
tow worked. It's always good to have a tow rope with you at all times, pretty much.
After freeing themselves from the ice, the guys cautiously drive on, taking in the frozen landscape.
Oh, the fence is knocked down right here. Look at that. The weight of the ice pushed it down.
I can't believe that pole hasn't broken.
It's holding on for its life.
I know. Look how much that thing is leaning. You could still fall, you know. There's so much weight. Here's a farm that's devastated. So much ice. Oh, we pulled over here on State Route 62, just to the west of Snyder, Oklahoma, because we noticed this big region of flooded fields. Regardless of whether some of the rain froze onto the trees, 3 to 4 inches of rain over a decent-sized region is gonna cause flooding. So some of the residents here don't only have to deal with being without power due to the power lines down from the freezing rain, but they have to deal with flooding as well. During this winter storm, we've dealt with flooding, freezing rain, sleet, and snow, and high winds.
But they haven't seen the worst of it until now. It's one thing to see broken power poles and snapped trees, but it's overwhelming to witness what an ice storm can do to a neighborhood.
Oh my gosh, so much ice.
Coming up, the incredibly destructive side of the awe-inspiring ice storm.
We got trees up against this house.
For 3 hours a week, I'm a coach. But when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I needed a coach. Our doctor was great, but with so many tough decisions, I felt lost. United Healthcare offered a specially trained RN who helped us weigh and understand all our options. For me, cancer was as scary as a fastball is to some of these kids, but my coach had hit that pitch before.
Turning data into useful answers. We're 78,000 people looking out for 70 million Americans. That's health in numbers. United Healthcare.
There's no force like the one that comes from joining forces. No strength like strength in numbers. The kind of numbers delivered by Ram 1500, a 390 horsepower Hemi V8, 20 MPG, a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Strength in numbers. Now, during Ram Truck Month.
Right now, get a no extra charge Hemi V8 on Ram 1500.
Ram.
The Weather Channel in prime time. Coming up next, extreme weather unleashed. Now it's man versus Mother Nature. Full force nature next on the Weather Channel. Prime for excitement.
We now offer phone service for $1.70 a month with MagicJack. That's just $19.95 a year. $19.95 a year. We give you free local and long distance and your own phone number. How much could you save every month?
Over $100.
I'd say $40 to $50 a month.
About $40 a month.
About $50 a month.
You could save $500 to $1,000 a year. That's why over 6 million people have already made the switch to MagicJack. Start your savings today. Get MagicJack at CBS.
I'm a paid non-attorney spokesperson. If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. Over $18 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court. Call 1-800-894-5351 now. That's 1-800-894-5351.
Simon and Justin are in southwest Oklahoma, documenting the area hit hardest by the ice storm. So far, they've measured ice 1.5 inches thick and are looking to find even thicker ice. But as they drive through Altus, Oklahoma, they see what the weight of ice can do to a community.
Ice. We got trees up against this house.
Yeah.
The demolished trees and snapped power lines in this area seem endless. Beyond the destruction, more than 160,000 businesses and homes across Oklahoma are without electricity. These are the harsh realities of a severe ice storm.
So much ice. It's gonna take a while for this to melt, too. Snow melts easier than ice.
For the guys, the destruction is an indication that the thickest ice they've been searching for could be nearby.
I'm kind of wondering if maybe a little bit further west, whether they got the heaviest ice accumulation.
With night fast approaching, the guys don't have much time left to take ice measurements.
Oh man, this is probably the thickest we've seen yet. Let's see. How thick is it? We got, it's about 1 3/4 inches right here. This is the widest we've seen today. It's just outside of Roosevelt, Oklahoma.
It's not a record, but nearly 2 inches of accumulated ice is incredible, and Simon and Justin are there to record it.
I really love chasing storms like this because you get to see sleet, freezing rain, you get to see snow, you see all 3 types of frozen precipitation, but more importantly, you get to see almost 2 inches of glazed ice.
This is a very amazing winter storm to chase because you never know when the next one will come.
Ice storms of this severity are rare and dangerous to document. But for these meteorologists to truly understand the weather, they have to be in the center of the storm. Coming up, one of the most costly ice storms in history.
How are you getting to a happier place? Running there? Dancing there? How about eating soup to get there? Campbell's Soups fill you with good nutrition, farm-grown ingredients, and can help you keep a healthy weight. Campbell's, it's amazing what soup can do.
Here they come. All the new tech products you need. And they're all looking for the same thing. The one place that makes technology easy. Staples. With highly trained tech experts and expanded tech centers, Staples makes finding the right technology just the way you want it. Easy. Easy to buy, easy to fix, easy to save. Staples. That was easy.
My wife and I want to lower our cholesterol, but finding healthy food that tastes good is torturous.
Your father's suffering.
Honey Nut Cheerios cereal tastes great and can help lower cholesterol.
Be happy. Be healthy.
I'm in pain.
While others are content to imitate, we'll continue to innovate. The Lexus RX. Why settle for a copy when you can own the original? See your Lexus dealer.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything. Michelin Hydro Edge tires last up to 33,000 miles longer. Michelin, a better way forward.
Close enough just isn't good enough. If your car is in an accident, make sure it's repaired with the right replacement parts. Take the scary out of life with Travelers. Call or click now for an agent or quote.
Fire damage strikes fast. So do we. When you call the cleanup specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
Simon and Justin just witnessed the ferocity of an ice storm. But even the incredible damage from that could not compare to the Great Ice Storm of 1998. The storm slammed southeast Canada, upstate New York, and northern New England, and lasted an incredible 5 days. More than 3 inches of ice accumulated, destroying millions of acres of trees and snapping thousands of power lines, crippling the region for weeks. The total cost of damage from this ice storm was estimated to be over $4.5 billion.